Welcome to the Scottish 2020 Lovehoney Cup final between Rangers and Celtic. We will bring you the action as it happens right here on Filth FM. We have all the team news and all the action as it happens right here. Over to you, Willie. Yeah, well, we know Rangers manager Walter Smut. He likes to play dirty, that's for sure, and he'll emphasise that onto the players today, no doubt. His assistant, Graham Squatty, he'll certainly shower the boys with everything he's got today, and that's going to be really important if Rangers are to get a result. Well, in the goals for Rangers is Randy Gorham. What do you make of Randy? Well, Randy can sometimes let his emotions get the better of him, and he really has to keep those urges in check today if he wants to stay on the pitch, no doubt. Well, at the back for Rangers, it's a centre-back pairing of Clit Hill and Stonor Goulton. What do you make of those two? Well, you just look at the flick on Klimala in the last game. Big Clit gave away the pen, and he really has to keep those fingers in check today and not flick out unnecessarily, that's for sure. As for Big Stonor, well, we know he likes to get close, real close, cock length, and that's a nightmare for any attacker. Well, at the right back position for Rangers, we have Darius Adamchuk. What do you make of Adamchuk? Well, he's forward thinking, that's for sure. We know he likes to crack one off, and he can crack one off at any time. And Celtic will be very aware of that. Well, the left back position for Rangers is Maurice Toss. What do you make of Maurice? Well, Maurice is very hands-on. He's patient, and he'll wait for the tug, that's for sure. And if he gets it, he'll go down, no doubt about that. Well, central midfield for Rangers, and that deep role is Spray Wilkins. What do you make of Spray? Well, we know he likes to have a go for range, that's for sure. He likes to shoot anywhere in and around the box. Well, also partnering Spray in midfield is Ronald De Hoer and Jordan Rossiter. What do you make of those two? Well, personally, I think Ronald sells himself short way too many times, and I think he could be sold in the cheap in the summer transfer window. As for Jordan Rossiter, he's a dirty little player. He likes to get in the hole, and he likes to hurt the opposition. And again, Celtic will be very aware of that threat. Well, it's a three-pronged attack for Rangers up front, and coming in off the right is Martin Slaghorn. What do you make of Slaghorn? Well, he's a player that seems to go down way too easy for me. And you turn around every 10 minutes, he seems to be on those knees, and that's a nightmare for Rangers. Well, coming in off the left flank is Big Dildo Pusso. What do you make of Big Dildo? Well, what can you say about the big man? He's strong, he's flexible, and he's good at both ends. He'll be looking to hit the target today, no doubt. Well, leading the line for Rangers today is Spunkin Ferguson. What do you make of Big Spunkin? Well, the big man will be all over the top of you let him. And again, that's another worry for the Celtic defence today, and I'm sure they'll know that. Well, both teams actually had problems with the backup goalkeeper position for on the bench today, but Rangers have brought in Panty Niemi. What do you make of Panty? Well, we know the big man likes to play in his wife's underpants, that's for sure. And that's been a problem for Rangers all season. He can look really messy at times, and he's got a tendency to leave that third leg hanging out, and really, he's got to be really careful today. Well, also on the bench today for Rangers is Nigel Spankman and Russell Clapperty. What do you make of those two? Well, you look at Big Spanks, and he really enjoyed that equaliser at Ibrox earlier on in the season, didn't he? It was bum slaps all round at the... As for Clapperty, well, we know the boys got the... in the stubborn today. Well, Rangers have plenty of attacking options on the bench. What do you make of those? Well, Durex, he's a player that likes to play it safe at all times. He can cover a good bit of length, and if Rangers are to get a clean sheave today, he's going to play a massive part in that. As for Ali McMoyes, well, we know Ali likes the wet conditions, and he would take confidence for the part he played in last week's winner. He worked it well for Sticky Clark just to trickle it in. Well, also on the bench today for Rangers is Nikica KY Jelovic. What do you make of Big KY? Well, he's a slippery character, isn't he? And he'll be greased up and ready for action if he's called upon today, that's for sure. Well, last but not least on the bench for Rangers is Big Beric Johnson. What do you make of Big BJ? Well, you know what you're getting with Big BJ. And you look at the impact he made in the last 10 minutes when he came on at Parkhead. He really was ruffling feathers that day. And if you look at the run-in he had with Virgin van Dijk, he certainly gave him a mouthful. Big BJ, we know what we're getting with Big BJ today, that's for sure. Well, over at Celtic, they've had a few selection issues as well. And manager Womanizer Janssen, who we know likes to chop and change his selections. What do you make of his lineup today? Well, when you look at Womanizer, we do know he likes to chop and change and seems to jump from one player to the next. But his assistant Gordon Strachan, who we know likes the one-touch stuff, and has been hard at it on the training ground in an effort to keep Celtic from leaking goals at the back door. And that's going to be very important today. Well, in goals for Celtic is Paki Bona. What do you make of Bona? Well, he's rock solid in the sticks, isn't he? And he'll grow in confidence as the game rages on, no doubt about that. Well, the Celtic back pairing is Virgin van Dijk and Roy Itchen. What do you make of those two? Well, Big Virgin still waiting to pop his cherry. And remember, he bottled it in the last game where he had the opportunity to actually win the match when he caught Gordon with his pants down. And I'm pretty sure he'll be disappointed in that. I think that'll still play in his mind where he should have took that opportunity. As for Roy Itchen, well, we know what Big Roy Toy brings to the game. And I'm pretty sure he'll transmit that onto the opposing team today, no doubt. Well, over on the right back position for Celtic is Jeremy Swingdong. What do you make of Swingdong? Well, we know the wee man likes to throw it about a bit, doesn't he? And he's got to be really careful with the tackle today, that's for sure. Well, Celtic's problematic position today was at the left-back position. And they've had to bring a player who is now playing out of position in Andreas Stinkhole. What do you make of Stinkhole? Well, it was limited availability at the left-back position for Celtic. And the only alternative for Celtic was Andrew Slotman. And they didn't want to go for the cheap option. But I'm pretty sure Stinkhole will provide an odour that will be hard for opposing attackers to get away from, that's for sure. Well, in that defensive midfield role for Celtic is Barry Throbson. What do you make of Throbson? Well, Barry likes to make those pulsating drives. That's what makes him a threat. And although he does dish it out, he can take a pounding. Well, also in midfield, beside Barry Throbson, is Spurto McLeod. What do you make of Spurto? Well, we know he likes to spray it about, and that's key to really getting in the Rangers players' faces today. Well, the attacking midfield role can only go to one person, and it's Shinsuke Kamasutra. What do you make of Kamasutra? Well, he knows every trick in the book, wee man, doesn't he? And it's not just that, it's the positions he takes up as well. He's a joy to watch. Well, again, it's a three-pronged attack from Celtic, just like their counterparts here. And over on the right is Timo Nuki. What do you make of Timo Nuki? Well, he's only out for one thing, isn't he? And there's no foreplay in the build-up with Nuki. And that's disappointing for everyone. Coming in off the left-hand side is Harold Bellback. What do you make of Harold Bellback? Well, he's young, he's raw, and he likes to come in from behind. He likes to catch a defender unaware, and that's a cheeky the boy. Well, up front for Celtic is Frank Smakafani. What do you make of Smakafani? Well, he hits the target every time, doesn't he? He's really a leaf on the box, and the opening goal at Ibrox, where he lined it up and rammed it in, was just class. Well, on the bench for Celtic, problematic leg Rangers. They've had to draft in Krabs Douglas. What do you make of that? Well, we know Arthur Boich had been scratching at the manager's door all week, but he failed that late fitness test, and Big Krabs, who would have usually not been anywhere near this team, has got an opportunity to come in. Well, Celtic have plenty of defensive options on the bench. They have Duet and Marvin Romper. What do you make of those two? Well, we don't know that it takes a bit of time to get Duet up to speed, and that's a real worry for Celtic because he never comes out the flaps trying, that's for sure. And as for Big Romper, well, we know he loves a rollabout, does Big Marv. He's very reliable in a partnership, and he's even better on the threesome at the back end for Celtic. Well, also for Celtic is Freddie Hungberg. And what do you make of Freddie? Well, he likes to play it long, doesn't he? But he also likes to drop it down at his feet and get it moving. And again, that'll be a real asset for Celtic today. Well, Celtic also have attacking options on the bench. And Charlie Nicholas, Commando Charlie, as we know him. What do you make of that? Well, he's got the balls for the tussle, and he doesn't mind a bell tackle. And that's something Charlie will bring to the table today, no doubt. Well, also on the bench for Celtic is Giorgio Slamanas. What do you think of Slamanas? Well, he's a box-to-box type, isn't he? And he doesn't mind plugging a gap, that's for sure. Well, last on the bench for Celtic is Tush McKinley. What do you make of Tush? Well, we know what Tush brings to the side, and we know what he brings to these kind of encounters. And he's just a genuine, hard-twerking player, that's for sure. Well, also in other news for Rangers, the physio had actually caught the clap on the way in, and Peter Lovenhans has had to step in as physio today for Rangers. We know he's done a first aid course back in Denmark, but like I said, Peter Lovenhans is the physio today for Rangers. We will keep you up to date with all the news as it happens right here on Filth FM.